Since 2011, Stolt Sea Farm has been operating as a high-tech fish farm in Reykjanes Peninsula. Water pours from the Havas Orca geothermal plant. It flows through the lava fields where the water is filtered and makes it ideal for the fish to hang around. Why are we here?
Yeah, so we are here because of the water source we get from HS Orca.
Okay.
The turbines that they run are cooled down by seawater.
Yeah.
And that seawater is released at 35 degrees centigrade.
Okay.
So that means that we can tap into a resource that was not going to be used before. It was just going to be put back into the sea.
Yep.
And use it to produce fish in a very, very sustainable and very, very efficient way.
Wonderful. So what kind of fish is this?
This fish we're growing here today is Solea senegalense, or Senegalese sole.
Yep.
It's very, very similar to Dover sole. Most people would know it as a Dover sole.
Right.
It goes into the same markets. And, well, it needs temperatures around about 21 to 22 degrees centigrade.
Right.
So what we do is we take the water from Orca, and then we cool it down with seawater, which is at 9 degrees, and create a completely stable environment at 21 to 22 degrees. Every day of the year, day and night.
Wow.
Which is absolutely perfect for the fish. It couldn't be better. And as you can see, this water is extremely clean. We are exchanging the water in the tank once every hour to maintain the oxygen levels correct, and the levels of ammonia and impurities are taken away with this flow of water, so the fish are in extremely good conditions. For Stolt Sea Farm, the most important thing is animal welfare. We want the fish to be in good conditions with the right environment. But also, it's so clean because we're taking it off a carbon filter. The water's coming through the ash and the lava. So basically, this water, when it comes into the farm, is sterile. So with no impurities.
Right. And what is the size of this fish? What is the final size that you sell to the market?
Okay. Sole can be sold from 100 grams. There is a market for 100-gram fish. But we at Stolt, we try and take them much bigger than that, because that's where most of the wild catch is, 100, 200 fish. So we try to get them big. We go up to 500 to 600 grams, 600 to 800 grams, and at certain times of the year we even sell over a kilo.
Right.
So we go for big fish. As I was commenting, the American market, where a lot of this fish goes, they like a big fish to be able to fillet it, to be able to process it. So yeah, we're going for big sole.
So if I understand what happens in the sea farm here, you get these small fish, you make them grow, and then once it's grown, you basically pack them and you ship them.
Exactly, yeah. So we receive from Spain, from our hatcheries in Spain, the larvae, and then those larvae are taken on to the industrial size of an average weight of about 600 grams.
Yeah.
And that process takes around about 1.5 years from the reception of the larvae.
Okay. And you said the reason why you are in Iceland is because?
Well, two reasons. The first reason was to take an opportunity of this water. This is was something that was unique, and we found it, and we said we had to use it. And that's where we came here. After that, we then started to think about where we would send the fish, and obviously we are closer to the United States here than going from Europe. So, I mean, our history is in Europe. We produce about 1,600 tons of sole, and more than 1,000 tons of that is done in Europe, 400 here. So most of our sales is going into Europe, and we thought, okay, let's give an opportunity to go into the Americas from Iceland.
Okay. And what is the capacity of this factory that you have in Iceland?
Okay, we like to call it a farm.
Farm, yes, farm.
And the production here is about, depending on the size of the fish we want to take it to, let's say 410, 420 tons a year. Yeah. Okay. We have space to expand. As you probably know, Orca are now putting in the third turbine. So once we get that water, then we should have more water and be able to expand.
Okay, wonderful. Now, this is very fascinating, primarily because of the whole circular concept of reusing the water to actually make proteins, which the world consumes. And it's wonderful that obviously you guys are a very big producer of this fish all over the world. mainly in Europe, but coming to Iceland to do it. When did you start?
Well, the first time I came here was in November 2011.
Okay.
And that's when we started to contact with Orca and talk about the possibility. They had actually thought about this when they set up the power plant.
Okay.
But nobody had really taken up the idea.
Right.
And then we came along, and the most complicated thing was to find the way of separating the waters.
Right.
Because they were mixing this water with a toxic, well, not toxic, but a brine, which is not possible to grow fish in.
Right.
So we had to separate them away from each other, so we could just bring clean water here. And that depended on the maintenance stop that they were going to have. And we just took that opportunity. There was that window of time there. There was our willingness to do it. They were very happy. They were very open to us. And we just all came together at the right moment and did it. Maybe if we hadn't done it just then, it would never have happened.
Right.
So that was in 2011. The building went very fast. We had a great building here. It was easy. It was not a difficult place to build. So the construction was more or less finished by end of 2012. And we got the first fish in. And then the first sales were in February 2014.
Right. What do this fish eat? What do they eat?
They're
normally?
eating normally they would eat crustacea from the seabed or worms.
Right.
Polychaetos, as they are called. And what they eat here in the farm is a simulation of that food made with the highest quality products, fish meal and fish oil, and also a balanced diet so that we are not damaging the sustainability of the fishing stocks. So we do introduce some vegetable matter so we can reduce our pressure on the wild.
Wonderful.
And literally just now they're going to be fed. You've just said it and here it comes. So we feed them all day long. The sole are grazers, so they don't like a lot of food at the same time. They just like a small amount to come in, as you're going to see now.
Yeah.
And then they'll just go onto that food, feed, and then in another half an hour or so they'll get another little dose, and this is going on all day long.
Oh wow. Okay.
And what we normally do is try and keep the fish in the dark. Now at this time of year, obviously in Iceland, that's very easy.
Yep. You don't have to do anything.
No, but in the summertime it gets a little more complex. That's why I have all the shading on the walls.
Sure.
Because they are bottom dwellers.
Yeah, bottom dwellers. Yeah. So
normally they would be in the sand under the dark. So they need the lights off. So when we leave after this interview, we turn everything off, and they're just in the dark unless we're working on the fish.
So what's the future? What do you guys think in the next 5 to 10 years?
The future is to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to grow. Aquaculture is a growing industry.
Right.
There's no way of stopping it now.
No.
So we need to just grow with the consumption. We are living what they call the blue revolution.
Right.
When farming became industrialized some years ago, that was the green revolution.
Right.
And now we're living the blue revolution. And we need to make as much protein as we can from the water that we have, and also from the food that we can give the fish, because you have to remember, a fish has a conversion rate of 1 to 1. A kilo of food, a kilo of protein.
Okay.
So they're highly efficient converters of food.
Wonderful. Once again, thanks for having us, James. It was wonderful, great learning about what's been happening in Iceland in terms of your venture, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
And it's a wonderful, clean facility. I've never seen such a well-maintained facility before, so great job.
Thank you.
Well done.
Can we do that?
I was very surprised about the size of the operation and how efficient and effective that the fish farming has been happening here since 2011. And I was very surprised about the scale of the operation.